current A-10 standings. VCU in third place for the win. They can move into a tie with St. Joe's at 11-4. Richmond with a win with tied Dayton at 9-6. Hello to everyone. Ari Wolf alongside Ala Abdul Nabi. So glad that you're with us. And Ala, VCU in February for them hit a bit of a speed bump. The calendar turns to March, and now they're back to playing Rams basketball.
They're playing great basketball. One of the main reasons why is their front line. And let's take a closer look at VCU's Javonte Reddick and Travion Graham with our Buffalo Wild Wings eye tracker. Here he is at the top of the key, sees a lane to the bucket, shot goes up, doesn't give up on the play with the easy finish against Fordham. And then against St. Louis, here comes Graham off the pick and roll. Defense is off of him, pulls up and knocks it down. Ari, both of these guys, their front line have to play well, in particular on the road.
Shaka Smart has done a magnificent job at VCU. 133 wins already in just 5 seasons. Briante Weber leads the nation in steals. He is fun to watch. And Kendall Anthony for Richmond has really had to step it up since one of their seniors, Cedric Lindsay, got hurt. Anthony, so fun to watch. If you haven't seen Kendall Anthony play, he is going to bring a lot of fun to tonight's matchup. Chris Mooney, the head coach for the Richmond Spiders. He took the Spiders to the Sweet 16 back in the 2011 season. This is the 70th meeting all time between these inter-city rivals, VCU and Richmond. This place is packed, great energy in the building. And we are set for basketball, 20 minutes on the clock. Are you ready for some havoc?
I'm ready for some fun. Now this crowd is a nice blend of both Richmond fans and VCU fans. Like you mentioned, only 5.7 miles apart. The only thing I can relate to is Carolina Duke, 8 miles apart. So these two teams are closer. The rivalry must be more intense.
Some camera guys were in the way, but we can assure you it wasn't a part of our CBS Sports Network crew.
We're not holding up the game.
Senior night here, and unfortunately the only senior on the roster is Cedric Lindsay. His season's over, torn meniscus in both knees, but they did have a nice ceremony. And he got a rousing standing ovation from the fans here at the Robins Center. There he is. They say he's become even more vocal since he got hurt, that he's really trying to coach the guys up, because he can't be out on the floor helping his guys.
I got a chance to talk to him a little bit earlier in shoot around, and I asked him why he was a little bit more vocal. He said, it's the only thing I can contribute now. I feel really left out a little bit. They miss him, but right now, rosters and records don't matter. Let's play ball.
Spiders win the opening tip. Kendall Anthony with the ball, 5'8", just 140 pounds. But he can light it up. He took VCU to town. 31 points in the last matchup, but it wasn't enough as VCU won on their home court 81-70.
And with the absence of Lindsay, really has stepped up, become the vocal leader. Coach Mooney talks about his toughness.
Great start for Anthony and the Spiders.
They're in a 2-3 matchup zone, typical for Richmond. Do a good job of denying passing lanes and tips. As we see right there.
Anthony drives off the window.
That was over 2 people. It was over Weber, his defender, and then Travion Graham came over to help a little bit too late. One of the few guys in the country that can blow by Briante Weber is Kendall Anthony.
Weber trying to calm down the Rams. That ball's knocked out of bounds by Davis. 17 on the shot clock.
You know, being in Richmond for the last 24 hours, you go into convenience stores, you go into restaurants, and everybody you run into says, hey, are you in town for the game? Everybody's caught up in this fever buzz around these 2 programs, and I know VCU's having the better season, but it really matters very little when these 2 teams line up.
Travion Graham misses the shot. Series history, VCU's gotten the better of Richmond. 43 wins. Here at Richmond, VCU just over 500 at 16-15. Allen tried to cross over, almost lost the handle.
Richmond runs in their offensive set, the Princeton offense, so when every pass is made, there are a lot of cuts, and they like to spread the floor. That time, just a little out of rhythm.
And Chris Mooney understands the Princeton offense quite well because he played at Princeton. He got it right from the source.
He got to go through it firsthand. Knows the ins and outs, and why not use an effective system that's worked for him in his years here at Richmond.
Johnson doesn't want the three. Johnson is a pretty good three-point shooter, number 32.
Like most 2-3 zones, Richmond's 2-3 zone designed to take away penetrations, force you into a jump shooting team.
Reddick gets it to go, soft touch on the hook shot. And as Reddick goes, so goes the team. I mean, he is the X factor, and they're 22 wins, averaging more than 13 points and 9 rebounds a game.
6'9", 250, an exceptional athlete. And you have to be, the way VCU plays defense all over the floor, the rotations and the movement really tax an average big guy. Reddick is not your average big.
Trying to feed the post, can't get it in there right now. Taylor picks up the dribble. And Anthony is fouled.
And it looks like at the end of shot clock situations, if Anthony does get the ball back, he's just going to put his head down and go. Try to put pressure on the defense, see whether or not Riante Weber or whoever else is covering throughout the course of the night can keep him in front. And they list him at 5'6". Ari, that's being generous. I'm not even sure. He might be 5'5".
I'm in the small guy club.
But you're sitting next to me, though. You're not running point for Spiders right now. Up against that kind of defense, Havoc is tough to deal with.
Chandre connects. The freshman from Houston drills the three. 8-2 start for Richmond.
Coming averaging 6 points a game, so he's halfway there already early in the game. Here's that last play. The pick and roll comes off of it in rhythm, and take a look at the reaction by the fans. They are into it early, Ari.
It was fun just being here as the crowd started to come in. You started to feel the electricity in the building. Well, long two that time. Trevion Graham.
Now, let's not forget about the VCU fans. They're certainly here as well. And as we see in the eye tracker, Buffalo Wild Wings at the top of our broadcast, Trevion Graham has that jumper in his arsenal, as we saw in that last exchange.
Shot is blocked.
He can bring it up and initiate the offense himself.
Weber into the paint, lots of contact. Basket, no good. He's halfway down and comes out.
No foul on that play, a good no call. I thought it was Weber that initiated the contact, trying to get to the rim.
How about Weber's vertical? 48.5 inches.
Listen, he's an incredible physical specimen. He has a motor that goes all day long, never wants to come out of the game, leads the country in steals at 3.6, 2 more than anybody else in the A-10. The guy is just a remarkable physical being.
And I love the smile on his face and shoot around. I mean, he looked like there's nothing he'd rather be doing.
Looks like he's having fun out there.
And he should be.
Kind of like you and I right now. We're having a good time.
Good defense there from Richmond. 8-4 our score. You're watching Thursday tip-off between VCU and Richmond on CBS Sports Network, presented by Buick Regal.
The Mountain West regular season title gets decided tonight. Don't miss New Mexico at San Diego State, Saturday at 10 on CBS Sports Network.
1.4 million Americans.
I know Grandma's house isn't the most exciting, but it's only for a few hours.
Look what I've got.
When you upgrade to Fios Quantum Internet, you get more of what you love on all your devices. Better gaming, more HD streaming, faster downloads, and seamless chatting.
You guys ready to come home?
Can we sleep over? Please, come on.
Upgrade to Fios Quantum Internet for only $10 more a month. Go to Channel 500 and click to order. Technology that makes your house the house. That's powerful.
Did you see they killed off last night?
Wait, no, I still need to get...
Did it. Got him twice in the head.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, you want to see get shot by...
No.
Ooh.
Don't let others spoil the hottest shows and movies. See them first when you get premium channels like Cinemax for 50% off for 12 months. Visit channel 860 to order now.
How about what happened to...
Oh, let's watch that again.
Yeah.
Keeping up with the entertainment that's got everyone talking. That's powerful.
If you used an ice-cold therapy machine, this message is for you.
If you or a loved one used an ice-cold therapy machine and were seriously injured, call the Goldwater Law Firm right now.
If you had ice therapy after your surgery and now have any of these injuries, call us right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation.
If you or a loved one used an ice-cold therapy machine after surgery and were injured,
call 1-800-861-2037. That's 1-800-861-2037.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is brought to you by the 259 horsepower Regal GS from Buick. Yeah, it flies. By AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Richmond off to a good start. They lead VCU 8-4. We want to give you a sense of how close together these two schools are. Just 5.7 miles apart. So we're just a little bit northwest of VCU's campus here on this beautiful campus at the University of Richmond. And the city of Richmond, the capital. That's why this is the Capital City Classic, located at the fall line of the James River. How about the population? They've got a little over 200,000. They have 2 Division I basketball schools.
They do, and you talk about the old capital of the Confederacy. There's a Monuments Boulevard where they have the statue of Jeb Stuart. They have the statue of Robert E. Lee as an old political science major and a geek. A lot of fun walking up and down Monuments Boulevard here in Richmond.
Very impressed by those nuggets right there. That's good stuff. I was a history major. I took that in. That was good. That was very good.
It's Richmond.
John Drake.
And they happen to have 2 good basketball teams, too.
They really do. Well, nice backdoor cut, and the pass a little too hot.
Good idea that time, though. Keandre Jones just a little bit too far ahead with the lead pass there on the back door, but good idea. It's a good 2-man game on the side. The reason why they back cut Ari was because they were overplaying in the passing lanes, denying that pass out to the wing. So the smart move is to make the read, go back door.
Jaquan Lewis now running the point for the Rams. Johnson open look at a 3. Ball out of bounds for Richmond.
Now he's a scoring microwave, sort of like old Detroit's Vinnie Johnson, same last name, different game, but Melvin Johnson comes in ready to fire away.
Pressure broken easily. Terry Allen kind of lost the handle. He might have had an easy 2.
I like the approach, going north and south against this vaunted Havoc defense, being able to score. That time, unable to score, pulled it back out, set up the half-court offense.
Johnson uses the screen.
Matchup 2-3 zone. The travel right there. Really focuses on the player with the ball, but there's always help ready to come. So if you do drive, there's going to be help coming from either side. That's one of the premises about the matchup 2-3.
One of the interesting storylines coming in without Cedric Lindsey running the point, how would Richmond react to the Havoc pressure? So we'll follow that throughout the game, but when they had Lindsey, they really handled VCU's pressure pretty well over the past couple of seasons.
And they were beating it to score and get easy layups, and at times throughout the games in the past, you actually saw VCU pull back their vaunted full court pressure and then just play a half court. That's a sign of you having the better of that matchup, and at times Richmond was using that Havoc defense to their advantage.
Deep triple in and out. Foul underneath. It's going to go against VCU.
Hold on Johnson, I believe. Trying to block out the big Taylor. It was on Johnson. Got a guard trying to block out a big guy. Doing everything he can to inside position. Ticky-tack, but a foul nonetheless.
Very nice inbounds play, and Wayne Sparrow gets the 2 in the paint.
And you can see the disappointment in Coach Smart. That's one of the plays they went through in shoot-around today, the out-of-bounds underneath. Richmond likes those quick hitters. VCU had it in the scouting report, just couldn't absorb it and add it to the game here and implement it.
Terrific defense. Sparrow, can he save it? No.
Here's the last play out of bounds underneath. Here comes Sparrow, the nice pass, the quick hitter. VCU caught asleep.
What I love about rivalry is you have no idea what's going to happen.
And it doesn't matter, we mentioned it earlier, it doesn't matter the roster, it doesn't matter your records coming into this. This is a single entity all in of itself. Familiarity breeds contempt, Art, and these two teams know each other well.
Weber with the basketball. He drives and gets the two. Great quickness, Briante Weber.
You see how quickly he turns the corner right after that screen. Take a look at it again. Here he is. There's the pick and roll, and he just turns the corner on Nelson Adodo. No chance that time for the big guy, Briante Weber, using his quickness to get to the rim.
VCU creates a turnover.
They average 11 steals, forced turnovers a game, but Richmond does a very good job of holding on to the basketball. They only have about 10 turnovers a game, so they do a good job. They don't beat themselves. Let's see whether or not that trend continues here tonight.
I asked Coach Smart today, I said, why do you think your style of defense is so rare now in the college game? And he said, well, part of it is depth. A lot of teams don't have enough depth to do it and have the kind of athletes to have the stamina to go at that pace.
These guys are in unbelievable shape, and you see them in shoot-arounds. Everything they do is high energy. They simulate game situations really well, so when they do come to a game, they haven't seen it for the first time. They've been there and done that.
Tough shot, no. Lewis comes away with it. Good look at a three. Long rebound. And that's something that VCU does very well is offensive rebounds. 14.5 per game, best in the A-10.
And it's not just the two big guys that attack the boards. Their guards also attack the boards. You saw that time Brandenburg with the carom. Good help by Taylor, able to dislodge the ball that time from Reddick. The double team didn't come quickly, but it came quick enough where they got a deflection once the ball got put on the ground.
Reddick almost had the steal. Plenty of time on the shot clock.
You see how far out Reddick played that denial all the way to half court. He's one of the few 6'9" bigs who's comfortable playing that far from the rim.
Weber created that turnover. Does not want the three. And they will reset in the half court. Weber, the drive, loses the handle.
Good no call that time. Trey Davis with his hands up. Trey Davis's dad, John, played here at Richmond as well. A huge star.
Hall of Famer here.
Yep.
Sparrow the offensive rebound. You really feel that the guys, the energy of the building, we had a lot of turnovers. I feel like guys are almost a little too amped up.
You read my mind. Guys are looking to play mistake-free basketball instead of playing carefree basketball. And I think that's showing right now. A little tentative, both teams. Nobody wants to put themselves out there and make a mistake.
I think this guy's not scared of the limelight.
He's brave.
The triple.
There's some shots that they would normally make. Deion Taylor, very capable of knocking that open jumper.
That was a real good look again for Brandenburg.
And they're a different team when Rob Brandenburg is knocking down shots. Averages 9 points a game, but when he gets hot from the perimeter, really opens up things on the inside. No foul called on that play.
Fans wanted a call, but Graham gets the two.
No one's covering Nelson Adodo. And you gotta wonder how you forget someone in the middle of the floor, especially someone as big as he is. He doesn't blend in, Ari.
VCU looking to respond. 3-second violation. Fans loving it here in Richmond. Fantastic atmosphere. 9:35 to go in the first half. And the Spiders skying right now as they have the early lead on the Rams.
As a production assistant, I'm always running around. Need me to track down a really big prop? Totally new wardrobe? I'm on it. My dream is to make movies one day. Right now, I'm working on it. Because I know that one day, I'll be the one behind that camera.
And I will do it for you.
Finally, a ladder that lets you focus on the job. A large standing platform so you can work comfortably all day in every direction. Embracing providing superior protection from any angle. The Podium Ladder. The newest addition to Werner's line of professional-grade ladders.
Take that, Jersey Tucker!
That's a technical, Sunshine. You know the rules. We play hard, but we don't play dirty. A good sport shakes hands, win or lose. So get back out there and make good.
Sorry, man. I got next round.
Hey, drinks on this guy. Grab a seat. The game is on.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Hey, what about me?
Welcome back to the Robins Center. Well, the Richmond Spiders lead the VCU Rams 12-8. Now, tonight is senior night here at Richmond, but ironically enough, there are no seniors on the active roster. Now, Derek Williams left the team for personal reasons, and Cedric Lindsay is out for the season. Now, let's take a look at the icy hot injury report. Now, he tore both of his meniscus in their last meeting at VCU. He was leading the A-10 in points per game, averaging 18.3. He was a freshman when Richmond went to the Sweet 16 in 2011. Now, Coach Mooney calls him driven, smart, and selfless, and he is grateful to have been his coach. Ari?
Thank you so much, Rashawn. And so tough for a senior if you're healthy, let alone been the leader of the team and you can't play in the final regular season game. And I know when both of us were sitting here just feeling so much empathy for this young man who's been such a big part of this program.
And a good guy as well, and you hate to see bad things happen to good people, but he's handling it as well as possible. And when it comes to senior day, that's an emotional day to begin with. Very hard to focus, but what was really nice was to see the Richmond crowd give him his just due, because for 4 years, he gave them his blood, sweat, and tear and left his heart out there on the floor.
In his last game, he played 37 minutes against VCU on February 1st and managed to get through the game before having to shut it down. That says a lot about his toughness. Long distance triple no.
He doesn't shoot a lot of them, Weber. That's very uncharacteristic. In particular, so quick in the shot clock as well. At times he'll shoot it when he gets it at the end of the shot clock, and he has to because of time. That one, he just decided to do it himself.
8 for 37 from beyond the arc this season for Briante Weber. Jandre Jones trying to fill the big shoes of Cedric Lindsay.
Trying to find a lane to the bucket. VCU doing a good job of shutting down all the penetration thus far. Mo Alley Cox with a nice show on the pick and roll.
Basket and the foul. Chance for the 4-point play.
And that's what's tough about being a big guy and playing that far away from the bucket. You're not used to it. And then you have to play in a stance and defend like a guard. You see Mo Alley Cox trying to get back and close out. Out of control, a little off balance. You see right there, the pass, the swing over. He's coming late. There's the contact after the shot gets released. Again, Mo Alley Cox, not used to playing defenders, or defending, I should say, 30 feet away from the bucket.
The 4-point play converted. The lead now 16-8.
Just the kind of start you wanted if you're a Spider fan. Knowing that VCU makes runs, they've got a lot of depth. They throw bodies at you, trying to tire you out. If you're Coach Mooney, couldn't ask for a better start.
The three from the corner short. Oh, what's going on with VCU? Do you think the crowd's having an effect? I mean, they don't look like they've looked. They played so well last week going 2-0.
Well, I think the bottom line is they haven't gotten any buckets off of their havoc, off of their defense. No steals and layups. And when you take away that aspect of their offense, they really struggle in the half-court set. They are 4 for 13 right now, shooting field goals. So you can see when they're not getting steals that lead to layups, it really puts a premium on their half-court offense. And they're just not a great scoring team in the half-court set.
Jandre Jones took that shot with 5 left on the clock. Johnson, the floater, no. Anthony, nice crossover, pulls up.
Shots. That's a quick shot, perhaps a little too quick. I know it was in rhythm, and I know he's capable of making those, but let the offense flow. Let the VCU defense have to work a little bit. You're bailing them out by taking a quick shot because then they only have to play defense for 10 seconds.
VCU just 8 points so far. They average just under 76 points per game, second best in the A-10. But so far, the Richmond defense has been tremendous. They've doubled up the Rams on the scoreboard. We're coming right back to Richmond.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Hi, honey. Hello. What are you looking? Oh.
This really works well together.
Lowe's has the brands you need to refresh your home this spring. From Stainmaster to Valspar to Allen & Roth. Get stainless pull-down faucets, your choice, only $179.
Esse samba quente que é muito legal. É super pra frente, é bem genial. Manda pesada que segura a parada. Diz é o famoso 16 toneladas.
If you're going to fish like the pros, you got to wake up early like the pros. Here's a tip. Use a reliable alarm clock.
Fish like a pro at the Bass Pro Shop Spring Fishing Classic. Now you can earn up to $100 in bonus bucks when you pay using your Bass Pro Shop's MasterCard credit card. Stock up for the season with the latest gear and our lowest prices of the year.
Take a look at the Atlantic 10 Conference. Best team, St. Louis. Hard to argue with that. They're in first place. Biggest surprise, George Washington. The Colonials picked 10th. They've exceeded expectations. Hungriest team, UMass. They're going to the dance for the first time since '98. The team with the most momentum, how about the Hawks? They've won 17 of the last 21 games. And the most dangerous team, no surprise, the VCU Rams. They are a matchup nightmare for most programs. Tell us about the Dayton squad. Are they getting in?
Well, I talked to Jerry Palm today, CBSSports.com's bracket guru, and he says that they're in as of now. Obviously, they can still play their way out if they really struggle moving forward. But I asked him if they were in the last 4 in, and he said no. More comfortable than that. They're close, but they are not the last 4 in. They're sitting in a better position. And Richmond plays Dayton on Saturday, so a lot on the line when those two teams match up.
And then the A-10 tournament just around the corner next week. Chris Mooney and his Spiders won the A-10 tournament back in the 2011 season. They went on to the Sweet 16. We were talking about what this town must have been like when they were both in the Sweet 16 that week.
Oh, must have been madness.
Madness, right? It truly was March Madness.
And I was told by one of our viewers on Twitter that it's Monument Avenue, not Monument Boulevard. So I want to thank you for correcting that. Don't want to get it wrong.
I like that, Olive. You're a journalist, my man. Johnson, tough shot, no.
See where Richmond's running their pick and rolls very far away from the basket, really not within the operating area That's much better. Got to get closer.
Oh, that's nice. Kendall Anthony.
That's close enough right there. Two feet away, point-blank range. You like the way he turns the corner, able to get it up over Javonte Reddick. He's got some quicks, huh, Ari?
He sure does. He's been the A-10 player of the week twice in the last 6 weeks. The triple is good, a much-needed triple by Melvin Johnson. His 58th made three of the season.
It was a long-range jumper as well. Defense was unable to close out because he was so far away, couldn't get there in time. This water bug right here, Kendall Anthony. Imagine getting the assignment of, hey, you've got to keep him in front of you all night. That's a tall ask, a big ask. Really spreading the court right now.
18-11 our score. And both sides showing some entertaining basketball. There's Kendall Anthony. And VCU, they needed this. Melvin Johnson connects.
On the offensive end of the floor, Richmond doing a very good job of spacing and spreading out the defense, opening up drives and penetrations. Look for some one-on-ones moving forward here when we get the isolation. Walk by Lewis. Freshman of two thoughts that time, trying to score, get to the rim, and dribble at the same time.
Both teams already with 7 turnovers. Again, that's that nervous energy we talked about. It's an inter-city rivalry, and this game, they get the schedule. You can play all the cool non-conference games, the big conference matchups. When you're in the same city, it's different.
And these are the kind of games that you almost have to tone your guys' enthusiasm down, because there's no way that they're not going to be up for this game. You just don't want them to waste their energy before the game starts. Wow, Taylor.
Third time's the charm.
3 for $1, huh, Ari? You love the fact that he doesn't give up on the play. You mentioned how good of a rebounding team VCU is. There's Taylor again on the finish. Doesn't get it the first time. Back up. Relentless effort. And against the team that is a better rebounding team, Richmond, the weakest rebounding team in the A-10, doing everything and showing that aspect of the game tonight.
Deion Taylor at the free throw line. Connects on the free throw.
Nice soft touch by the 6'7" sophomore. Now it's Richmond showing a little bit of a half-court trap back into their 2-3 matchup.
What do you think about that? When you're getting pressure from the other team to show them a little bit of, we've got a foul. Because it seems to make sense. Throw them a little bit off by doing what they do to everybody else.
Well, most teams that press don't like to be pressed. And I'm reminded of the 1980s Georgetown team with Coach Thompson. They love to press you all the time, but when other teams tried to press them, they showed their weaknesses. So I think that might be a trend. Let's see whether or not VCU handles a little bit of Richmond's play.
Free throw no good from Reddick. Reddick does so much for the Rams. Number 2 in points, number 1 in rebounds and offensive rebounds, 2nd in blocks, and 3rd in steals. And he has started every game this season, all 30 of them.
And a great athlete at 6'9", 250. Great lateral quickness. Moves like a guard out there on the floor, and at times they use him like a guard to pressure out on the perimeter.
And one of just 2 seniors remaining from that Final Four team. So their experience critical at this time of year.
Talked to Coach Martin right before tip-off. Said with St. Louis losing, the way you guys are playing, lots to play for. And he kind of smiled. He goes, "You're darn right, there's lots to play for."
Taylor's the 3, spins off.
This is what VCU hasn't had a chance to do. There's the travel. Lewis, the freshman, with the 2nd travel of the night. They just seem a little out of rhythm, but what they were trying to do was remedy their situation by getting out in the break and getting easy buckets. Up until now, they haven't really had that opportunity.
Jordan Burgess in the game, number 20 for the Rams. Redshirt freshman. Played at Benedictine.
Played for a buddy of mine, actually, Steve Reese, Dr. Steve Reese now, who is the assistant coach at Benedictine High School. And Trey Davis is also on the team. You mentioned Burgess and Davis. He coached them both. So he's in, I know he's in the crowd. He's got to be pretty proud right now watching some of his proteges. 0 fast break points for VCU. That says it all right there. Points off for turnovers, only 4. They usually get a lot higher total than that.
It's usually 25% of their scoring in every game. Brandenburg. Wait for his teammates. Brandenburg off to a slow start. 0 points on 0 for 2 shooting. Reddick's jumper, no. Battle for the loose ball. Richmond comes away with it.
It's a great rebound by Davis. That's what we call snatching a rebound right there. Went and got it.
Jones needs some help. He picked up his dribble.
Yeah, bad place to pick up your dribble. Absolutely no reason why he should pick up his dribble. Keep it alive. And keep the offense moving and flowing.
Shot clock winding down.
Really spreading the court right now.
Great defense from VCU. Great atmosphere inside the Robins Center and a beautiful shot of Richmond. Downtown Richmond. We're coming right back with more basketball.
On Wisconsin!
Huskers!
Concordia!
Gauchos!
Go Rebels!
You!
Woo!
At Enterprise, we hire more college graduates every year than anyone else.
And many of us play college sports too.
From Cobbers to Wildcats.
From Bulldogs
to Silver Swords.
Do we have spirit? Yes, we do.
And we put it to work for you every single day.
That's the Enterprise way.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
With AT&T's new pricing for families, you get 4 lines on AT&T's network, including unlimited talk, unlimited text, and 10 gigs of data to share.
10 gigs?
10 gigs. All for $160 a month.
You know, I think our family really needed this. It's really gonna bring us closer together.
Yep.
Introducing our best ever family pricing. For instance, a family of 4 gets 10 gigs of data with unlimited talk and text for $160 a month. Only from AT&T.
First, the cookie at check-in. Then, a little time to kick back. Earn double Hilton Honors points with the 2X Points package and be one step closer to a weekend break. DoubleTree by Hilton, where the little things mean everything.
Thursday tip-off on CBS Network, presented by Buick Regal. We're having a great fun here, and coming up next, it's Inside College Basketball. Join Dana Jacobson, Wally Zerbiak, Mateen Cleaves, and Seth Davis for all the scores, highlights, and analysis from tonight's top games. It's Inside College Basketball coming up next on CBS Sports Network. Now let's take a look at the AP Top 10 poll powered by Ram Trucks.
The only team playing tonight in that top 10 is Villanova. So they may either move up and down. Villanova, I should say, already won. Our game is having a late start, so that game is already finished. And the number 4 team, they lost last night. So I would imagine that number 4 team is going to go down a notch or two, and rightfully so, after their performance against Wake Forest. Lackluster, to say the least. They didn't deserve to win. Wake was a better team.
San Diego State liable to move up after their win at UNLV last night. That was on CBS Sports Network.
They just defend the heck out of you, too.
They're so long.
Coach Fisher's team, and they've got pieces. Josh Smith on that inside, Thames on the outside. They've got some really nice pieces, but more importantly, they're in every game because they defend.
Great defensive team.
Think about Fisher when he first got there. He used to have to give away tickets for free to the game, walk around campus, talking people into coming. Now, the Viejas Center is the place to be.
Weber, nicely done.
Nice pump fake, kind of got Nelson Adodo just a little bit off his rhythm. He was trying to get his steps down and time it to block it. Good pump fake by Weber to get up a shot. This is a nice matchup here. Weber covering Kendall Anthony.
Both great athletes, just different sizes.
Putting hands on Weber though, even
another
after
steal.
He gets beat.
Weber gets his shot blocked. This last steal, very significant for Weber. ties the A-10 single-season record. Edgar Padilla back in 95-96. Think about how long that record stood, and he's still got a lot of basketball left this season.
And he's got another year to even try to outdo those numbers from this year as well. He's only going to get better, and the idea that he just goes for 40 minutes a night nonstop, that's probably the most impressive thing. The way they play, for him to go that hard that long, unbelievable.
Last year he had 98 steals. He just keeps getting better. Brandenburg, can he hit one? Still is not connected from the field.
Great block out by Nelson Adodo on Reddick that time. Reddick looking to climb the boards. Adodo being fundamental, looking for the body, blocking out, then going to get the rebound. The way it's taught. Good back door.
Beautiful bounce pass.
Here's the record-tying steal. Take a look at it. Kendall Anthony thinks he has him beat, turns the corner. Give me that. The long arm of the law coming down, Weber. You see him coming right at you in your living room. Great defense by Nelson Adodo, not giving up on the play.
Weber averaging 3.6 steals per game. It just
crazy.
rocks your mind. You're like, is that right?
And the next guy in line in the conference is at 1.6. So he averages 2 more. It's enough to average 2 steals a game. He averages 2 more than the next guy. Imagine knowing that every night when you put him in, he's going to give you 3.5 steals a game. That's unbelievable.
Nobody does it better in America. #1 in steals in the country. That pass ends up in the front row. Oh, I thought you were going to have to make a play there.
I don't move quickly anymore. But give credit to Reddick, because he was the one denying that pass, forcing it to go so high to Nelson Adodo that led to the turnover. So Reddick gets a little credit for that on the defensive end.
Again, the Spiders at least token pressure.
And it's not for steals, Ari. What it's trying to do is just have the VCU take up a little bit of time off of their shot clock.
Swish for Graham. Beautiful looking 3.
That's in his game. Operates from 20 feet on in. Has the ability to knock down the 3, but the corner jump shot and that trail from the foul line, that's where he likes to operate.
Basket's good and the foul.
Adodo made up his mind when he got the ball at the top of the key. Saw only one guy back. I'm taking this myself. Graham tries to take the charge. He's still moving.
How about Adodo? He only averages 6 points per game. He's already got 8 here in the first half.
And we asked Coach Mooney earlier, do you run plays for him? He goes, nope. He just gets it in the flow of the offense. He has a great understanding of where the ball's going to be. We don't have to run plays for him. He goes and gets it. What a nice luxury to have for a coach.
Last time these two teams met on February 1st, the final score was 81-70. This game on a much different pace tonight.
Defense carrying the day for both teams, and maybe a little bit of nerves as well, causing some turnovers.
18 turnovers combined, 10 for Richmond, 8 for VCU. Richmond averages 10 per game. Another 3.
We mentioned the corner and that foul line extended area. That's where Graham likes to stroke it.
Richmond has led from the start of the game. VCU now creeping back into it.
Graham really directing traffic, realizing he's got Anthony on him. Great help in the steal.
Taylor!
How about the defense by Wayne Sparrow?
That's good stuff. That's fun.
Great defense. Look at that. Comes over, sees the offensive player's back to him, steals it, and then he's off and running. Taylor with the finish on the break, the flush. And it's usually VCU that's getting steals and dunks. You see the home team doing just that.
Coming up on AT&T at the half, Dana Jacobson, Wally Zerbiak, Patine Cleaves, and Seth Davis. Scores and highlights from around the nation, plus first half highlights and stats from VCU and Richmond. Paula's going to break it down for me, get us ready for the second half. 6-point game. It felt for a moment there that we were going to get to the half and VCU was going to have climbed all the way back. But then a little bit of momentum now shifted back to the Spiders.
And I think it started from the defensive end of the floor. We saw the great steal and then the transition bucket, but Sparrow really pouncing on the dribbler, the offensive player, and then turns his head, heads north and south, finds an open Taylor for the easy two. It's Richmond now that is operating on all cylinders, in particular on the defensive end of the floor.
And Richmond getting a huge boost from their bench. Normally VCU, they average 24 points off the bench, which is 24th best in the country. VCU 0 bench points, Richmond 11.
And that's not because they haven't been subbing people. The bodies have been in there. It's just they've been ineffective, I should say. And a part of that has to do with them struggling on the offensive end. But let's give these Spiders some credit too for playing pretty good D.
Brandenburg is fouled and will go to the free throw line. And Brandenburg's still scoreless in the basketball game, so good idea. Can't knock down a shot, try to get to the foul line.
And sometimes shooters, when they're struggling, what gets them back in the ball game, Ari, is either a made free throw or an easy layup. So you can see the thinking process of Brandenburg. My jumper's not falling. Let me get something going to the rim. Maybe that'll get me going. He's got another chance with these free throws. Maybe these can get him going.
They need him to get going. He's a big impact guy for them. When he scores 11 or more points over the course of his career, they're 43-3.
That tells you something. Again, they're a much more different team when Brandenburg's knocking down perimeter shots. We talked about it earlier. This team, VCU, has a hard time scoring in the half-court set because they're not great shooters. Now, if you allow them to get steals, get out and run, that's when they're playing to their strengths. Richmond right now doing a good job of limiting their turnovers, not allowing VCU to get out and run.
Anthony, tough shot at the buzzer. Oh! In and out. This place would have went absolutely bonkers. It looked good. We had the perfect angle on it. It looked terrific. Anthony, but it doesn't go down.
Putting pressure on the defense. Off the one leg. In and out.
Anthony, he got the team going at the start of the game. He scored the first 5 points of the game. Get this crowd, and you see the VCU fans. Not really sure what to think at this point, but their team's right there, just 4 points behind. Let's check in with Rashawn.
All right, here with Coach Smart. Now, what is it going to take to get your team to move a little bit more consistently offensively?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that half was played exactly the way Richmond wanted it to be played in terms of style of play. We got to get the game going our way and focus on the play at hand. I think there was too much frustration there about missed shots and, some turnovers. We'll be better in the second half. We certainly got to get the style going.
What's the key to containing them offensively?
Well, we are containing them. They got 26 points. The problem is we got 22. So we're going to score the ball much better in the second half, but we're going to have to keep Anthony from getting those easy baskets.
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach. All right, back to you, Ari.
Thanks, Rashawn. That's the end of the first half with our score 26-22 after the break. Stay tuned for AT&T at the half. You're watching the Thursday tip-off presented by Buick Regal on CBS Sports Network. Welcome back to Richmond, where the Spiders lead the Rams 26-22. All right, well, alongside Abdul Nabi and Al, normally points off turnovers. That's the Rams' specialty, but the Spiders match them 9 apiece in the first half.
And their defense has been fantastic in the first half. Let's take a look at tonight's Reese's perfect play. It's Wayne Sparrow coming over to help on the defense. You see them right there eyeing the ball handler. As soon as he puts the ball on the floor, here comes the pounce, the steal, and then Taylor. You see him coming from the back line. He's going to make a break for it. Out on the fast break, it's Sparrow and Taylor. Here comes the pass with Taylor with the finish.
First half stats, and look at the bench points we've highlighted in red. That's another area of VCU. Normally gets the better of their opponents, but not so far.
Usually they're playing to their strengths, and one of their main strengths is numbers and their bench points. That has not been the case tonight. Let's give credit to Richmond for holding up VCU's strengths.
Let's check in with Rashawn, who has a report from Chris Mooney.
All right, thank you so much. All right, yes, I talked to Coach Mooney and said, what was your message to the team at the half? He said, continue to play well defensively and be a little bit more aggressive offensively. He felt like they were being a little bit tentative.
Thank you very much, Rashawn. Richmond 13-3 when leading at the half. You see 165 wins for Coach Mooney, fourth most in school history. Now, VCU in return games, when they've seen a team a second time this season, 3-0. And over the course of Shaka Smart's career, have been great. It's interesting that Richmond, though, has been the better team so far.
And they've outscored their opponents. VCU has all season long in the second half. Again, because of their numbers, their depth, and their ability to put pressure on you, it gets them back in the games when they're down.
Well, that's what they want to do. Get it to Reddick in the post, let him turn. That time he goes with the left hand.
And what it does, too, made buckets allows VCU to set up their full court pressure. You see them right now.
And there it is. They finally wreak havoc.
Let's see what they do with it.
3, no good. The steal from Weber, now the all-time single-season record in Atlantic 10 Conference history. Briante Weber, 109 steals this season.
Unbelievable.
He's got more steals himself than some whole teams have in this country.
He certainly does. Relentless on the defensive end.
Graham shaken up right now, being attended to. Good news, he's getting up.
Incredibly important to this VCU team because he's one of the two main guys. We'll take a look at it again, see if we can pick out what happened to him. Looks like he just bumped heads with Javonte Reddick. You see Reddick grabbing his head as well.
Yeah, friendly fire got him that time.
That's smart. Now Reddick won't shoot that. He wants to put on the floor and get closer to the bucket.
Can't finish. VCU really struggled shooting the ball in the first half, 36%. Richmond not that much better, 40%. One thing that was kind of interesting, it felt like Richmond had a 10-point lead for most of the half, and then by the end of the half, you looked up, and VCU, even though they didn't play well, was right there. VCU comes up with another turnover.
Jared Guest, the junior, starting the second half here. Shaka Smart trying to tweak his lineup a little bit, get a guy who's got some energy to supply in this ballgame.
Shaka Smart tied with Mark Few, the terrific coach at Gonzaga, tied for third for most wins in 5 seasons, and he's still got plenty of games to go. If they go all the way to the finals of the A-10, who knows how far in the NCAA tournament. Putting together a fabulous resume in his first 5 seasons at VCU.
And it's just become expected that they're going to have a good team year in and year out. How about the spin move?
Terry Allen, yeah, it's nice.
Taking his time, being very patient, had a lot of room to operate in the lane, took advantage of the space given to him. We're running.
Anthony gets the feet set.
Got a lot of rebounders to corral that rebound on that miss. Anthony perhaps a little too quick on that trigger.
Anthony's got 7 points, 5 of them came at the very beginning of the first half. He's 3 for 8 from the floor.
Hit a 3 and then got the penetration on the dribble drive. And then VCU's done basically a good job of limiting his penetrations and his effect. But he's been diming and moving the ball. So even though he's not scoring, he's been facilitating for the rest of his teammates.
Shot clock winding down. Brandenburg going to work. Soft touch, but it spins off the rim.
And he's able at his height, Brandenburg, to shoot over Kendall Anthony. Brandenburg 6'2".
Richmond resets. Allen, easy 2, and Reddick fell asleep there on defense.
Very uncharacteristic of him because we talked about his lateral movement. He does such a good job on the ball. That time, snoozing. Here's the last basket for Richmond. You see, yep, Reddick again. Just caught napping a little bit. The quick turn by Allen. Reddick with no resistance. Lots of bodies coming in and out of this VCU lineup. Reddick on the sideline now, having his head checked out. Mo Ali Cox in the lineup.
With all those guys coming in and out, though, 0 bench points still. We played almost 23 minutes of basketball.
Graham doesn't waste any time with his heat check after coming in. Comes right off the bench and shoots it.
You know, we haven't talked a lot about is number 4, Wayne Sparrow. When he came into the game, he gave the Spiders a lift.
Some energy, and we talked about it in the Reese's perfect play. That steal led to the dunk, and we know when you're playing at home, momentum can happen off of a dunk, and that time, that dunk was huge for them as they finished up the first half. Good ball movement.
Sparrow's jumper no good. Now, Shaka Smart, when he was talking to me about why teams can't do what they do, it's because they are willing to substitute. They've got a deep bench, and there you see the numbers, 4th most in the NCAA in terms of substitutions per game. But 0 bench points.
It's amazing because, again, you mentioned it. They've been inserting bench players all night long, and yet no matter what combination they try, the bench players unproductive on the offensive end of the floor.
The bench normally gives them 23.8 points per game, 0 so far.
Well, think about it. They scored 22 points in 20 minutes in the first half. That constitutes struggling.
Good look. Brandenburg still can't hit one.
Shooting 31% right now, VCU, and their shooting woes continue. Anthony, wow.
Wow. Hello.
Feeling it. Mighty Mike. In transition, you're going to play off me. I'll take it. Anthony stands at 5'6", uses every inch of it, leading his team here on the road. Defense off of him, pulls up, makes it count.
Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Hi, honey. Hello. What are you looking? Oh.
This really works well together.
Lowe's has the brands you need to refresh your home this spring. From Stainmaster to Valspar to Allen & Roth. Get stainless pull-down faucets, your choice, only $179.
Mine was earned in Korea in 1953.
Afghanistan in 2009. Orbiting the moon in 1971.
Once it's earned, USAA Auto Insurance is often handed down from generation to generation because it offers a superior level of protection and because USAA's commitment to serve current and former military members and their families is without equal. Begin your legacy. Get an auto insurance quote. USAA. We know what it means to serve.
We'll have at the shore with waffles and laughs for our family of 4. The pool is there waiting. Don't you dare fret. There's no need to ask, are we there yet?
Be a weekender at hotels like Hampton and Embassy Suites. Book now at HiltonWeekends.com.
Kendall Anthony. He's not a big guy, but he's having a big impact on him.
He has, and he started off the game really hot. You see the penetration, and then when you play off of him, second half action, second half 3.
Kendall Anthony. And I asked Coach Mooney, I said, what made you decide that even at that size he could play at the next level? And he said, you know, when he was at Air Force, he recruited a lot of big guards. He wasn't used to having small guards. But then they sat around and they talked about it. They said, they think this guy can play. And then it took him a while to become a starter and to become one of the go-to guys. And especially with Lindsey out for the rest of the year, the former 8-10 Rookie of the Year, look at that, 7th in the conference in scoring. I mean, he's become a star.
And if it wasn't for Kevin Anderson and his previous success here, Coach Mooney mentioned him, who was also diminutive in size. He had a great career here, so why not use it on number 0, Anthony? They took a chance, and it's been paying off. He's their floor leader now. Where would they be without him, with Lindsey out with his injuries?
Spiders create another turnover. That's now 10 turnovers for VCU. Allen's been playing with a lot of confidence. He gets the two. He had to work hard for it.
Took his time, and I like the patience, and he's almost daring the defense to come. Made the quick move when he decided at the right time and saw the advantage and was able to convert, and that's a nice, patient, in rhythm kind of move. Right now, VCU's out of rhythm. The Spiders are in rhythm.
11-point lead for Richmond. You're watching the Thursday tip-off between VCU and Richmond on CBS Sports Network, presented by Buick Regal.
Finally, a ladder that lets you focus on the job. A large standing platform so you can work comfortably all day in every direction. And bracing, providing superior protection from any angle. The Podium Ladder, the newest addition to Werner's line of professional-grade ladders.
Man, these honey mustard and Swiss chicken sandwiches good or what?
Sonic totally scored with this flavor, man. It's like Swiss.
No, it's swish.
No, the sound a basketball makes going through a net?
Swish is
Swiss.
the sound. Swish is the sound of the ball
It's
going
Swiss.
through the net. Swish.
Okay, why don't we settle this over a game of horse?
Yeah, try horse.
Okay, why don't we settle this over a game of horse?
Did you hear the news? Honey mustard and Swiss chicken sandwiches are here. And start your day with the 99-cent morning drink stop. This is how you Sonic.
Hey, Steve, are those my lights?
Mm-hmm. When you get a new Buick, you want to show it off. You're invited to the Buick Open House event, where for the first time, 2014 Buick models are specially priced, so you get thousands off MSRP. Join the thousands switching to Buick and get over $4,100 total value on this Buick Enclave.
Shaka Smart could run for mayor and he would win. And the poll turnouts would be record. He is that popular and more. You wouldn't think that college basketball could really bring people together in the way that it has. That is really something that people have rallied around, and he's at the center of it.
Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, don't miss the re-air of the original all-access program, Men of March, Shaka Smart. CBS's Clark Kellogg went inside the VCU program for an insider's look at the fifth-year head coach and how he continues to wreak havoc on opponents. Men of March, Shaka Smart re-airs tomorrow at 5 on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. And look at what he's done, Olive, for the VCU program in just 5 seasons.
Well, he's changed the culture. Not only is he winning, but he's also recruiting the type of people he wants. He wants good young men who are athletic and that can play a fun kind of system. When you watch him in practice, the way he interacts with his players, just a fun coach to be around, knowledgeable, and more importantly, he's winning people over day by day because they win.
And we're so fortunate to get inside access when we go to practice for shoot-around. I haven't seen any team have more fun at a shoot-around this year, or that matter, any year, than VCU had today.
And they do everything as a unit as well. Everything is a group dynamic, and he's at the center of it. He's the one who sets the tone, and all the rest of the kids do a great job of following.
3 no good from Jones. We were talking at the break. Got to figure VCU's got at least one run in it.
Well, every game we've done this year on our network, they have had a run or two in games. In particular at home, let's see whether or not they can muster up a run here on the road, where it's, I'm going to say 60-40 in favor of Richmond fans.
Or just the rebound. Did they get something in transition? Brandenburg finally gets a field goal to go.
Let's see whether or not that gets his perimeter jumper going as well. He's in the ball game now, engaged. Stop the ball. You got to stop the ball.
Anthony gives it to Allen for the easy 2.
And the VCU Rams are saying, well, Allah, it's a lot easier said than done. This young man is very quick. And there's VCU in transition. They get the rebound, head up. And Brandenburg does a nice job of not settling, getting it to the rim. And then Richmond with the answer. Anthony in transition finds Allen for the easy 2.
How about Terry Allen? He's got 8 points and 6 rebounds.
Well, he's doing a great job of moving without the basketball and keeping his hands up, ready for those quick passes that come. Dodo feeling it.
Spins out. Another chance for Richmond.
And it's Richmond, the weakest rebounding team in the conference right now, that's doing the job on the boards.
They're out-rebounding VCU 25-19.
And that just doesn't happen. Again, we talked about Richmond and their woes on the glass. But you can throw out all those stats and trends. This is a rivalry game.
Graham hits the 3. And Graham has been huge. He's got 13 of their 29 points.
And immediately after they score a bucket, VCU in their diamond full court pickup. Let's take a look at it again. Brandenburg on a penetration, draws the defense. Nelson Adodo late to get out on Graham, knocks it down from the baseline. And then immediately they're in the 1-2, 1-1 diamond full court press. Leaving Anthony open, not a good idea.
And Allen gets pushed in the back.
Brandenburg again, outsized, if you will, giving up a couple of inches to Allen. Instead of blocking him out, grabbed and held.
Just 2 team fouls for VCU. 2 team fouls also for Richmond. The officials have let them play tonight.
They have, not a lot of fouls called.
VCU gets the turnover, out on the break. Brandenburg, the finish.
And that just might be what that young man needed. An easy bucket to get him in rhythm. He scored a couple now in the last couple minutes.
Allen hustles, gets the offensive rebound.
A block on Weber. And it hasn't been often, but VCU loves to get out and run, and they've had their limited opportunities. Here's one. Brandenburg with the easy 2.
All of both teams 11 points off turnovers.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic of VCU. Now you would expect more from them, but again, look at the score. 12:48 left to go in the second half. They're at 31 points. Their offense is really, really struggling. How? They haven't been able to knock down perimeter jump shots on a consistent basis, and they haven't really had that many steals off of their press to get to easy layups.
Now this is a team dead last in the conference in rebounding, but tonight out-rebounding VCU. VCU an excellent rebounding team.
Richmond's at a -6 differential in rebounding, so they get out-rebounded by a considerable amount night in and night out, but it's them tonight, the Spiders, that are holding their own on the glass. And it's one of the many reasons why they're up by 6 points right now. You and I didn't expect this low scoring of a game, though. I did not expect it to be 37-31 with 12:39 left to go.
We definitely thought it was going to be more of an up-and-down, track-meet kind of game, and frankly, they have gotten up and down. Neither team has hit a lot of shots.
No, both teams are really struggling shooting the basketball. Both shooting in the low 30s right now. I should say Richmond at 38, VCU at 33. And again, I think part of it has to do with, from the VCU standpoint, they're not getting out and getting easy buckets. Both teams have 11 points off of turnovers. That's usually VCU's area where they excel. Right now, it's a push.
0 for 2 at the free throw line for the freshman. Lewis could not connect. So still a 6-point lead for the Spiders.
Coach Shaka Smart loves the offensive confidence that Jaquan Lewis plays with, trying to rein him in and have him be a little bit more under control because he hasn't really met a shot he doesn't like, the freshman.
Big time 3, and you can hear the Ram fans here at the Robbins Center. Melvin Johnson.
Well, you said it, Ari, a couple minutes ago. VCU, more often than not, is going to give you a run, a spurt. And here it is. Let's see whether or not Richmond can nip it in the bud, or will they let it grow?
Sparrow's in some trouble. Still time on the shot clock, but Anthony's going to hoist off the back iron. Foul on Richmond. VCU making a run. They're now within 3. The pressure mounting on the Spiders. And a real good look. Johnson connects. And this is where the defense deep into the second half, starting to make its mark on the Spiders.
With AT&T's new pricing for families, you get 4 lines on AT&T's network, including unlimited talk, unlimited text, and 10 gigs of data to share.
10 gigs?
10 gigs, all for $160 a month.
You know, I think our family really needed this. It's really gonna bring us closer together.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
Introducing our best ever family pricing. For instance, a family of 4 gets 10 gigs of data with unlimited talk and text for $160 a month. Only from AT&T.
Oh, the weekend we'll have at the shore with waffles and laughs for our family of 4. The pool is there waiting. Don't you dare fret. There's no need to ask, are we there yet?
Be a weekender at hotels like Hampton and Embassy Suites. Book now at HiltonWeekends.com.
Something I've noticed over the course of my fishing career is anglers being careless and breaking off their rod tip. Don't do that.
Fish like a pro at the Bass Pro Shop Spring Fishing Classic. Check out our lowest prices of the season on the latest gear. And this weekend, you can save up to $100 more on a new fishing rod when you trade one in.
You're welcome.
We're taking our shots on the road to the Final Four.
This is more intensity, passion, emotion.
If you don't come to play, you can lose on any given night.
It's Inside College Basketball, tonight at 11, only on CBS Sports Network.
Welcome back to Robins Center, where Richmond leads VCU 37-34. Now, March 5th was a very big day for VCU athletics as their brand new logos were revealed. Now, they actually put out a teaser video leading up to the big reveal. Very interesting that it happened during the season as opposed to maybe the summertime. So this is a really big deal. Bold, unique, and progressive. I like it. What do you guys think?
And it looks good. And when we talk about the time of year, right before the tournament, get everybody a little bit jacked up, and now they're creating some havoc.
Well, that's what's been missing here in the first 28 minutes of this game, but havoc has revealed itself on the road, getting some easy buckets, and then off of the transition, you see the easy 2. That's what's been missing. Active hands, steals, and then they change hands with the best of them. Johnson with the perimeter jump shot. Let's see how long this run for VCU lasts.
Turnovers in the second half, 4 for Richmond, just 1 for VCU.
Well, it's what you wanted, even though despite the 7-0 start at the beginning of the second half for Richmond, VCU right now doing a good job of holding on to the basketball, valuing it, and getting up shots. A turnover is a missed opportunity and a missed look at a bucket.
Johnson had a chance to tie it. Ball out of bounds. It will be VCU basketball with a fresh 35 on the clock.
Boy, they are vocal here, huh? Every play gets a reaction from the crowd. We've got both contingencies here. Pick and roll between the 2 bigs. Very rarely see that. Reddick and Grant involved in a 2-man game.
The atmosphere in here has been electric from the start. The Capital City Classic. 2 schools separated by just 5.7 miles. Anthony is bumped. Basket and the foul.
There's nothing that little man can't do. He goes in amongst the trees, the traffic, able to locate the rim. Take a look at this again. The contact. And then you see him checking us out.
You want to say hello, America.
Hey, listen, he wants to make sure we're all watching. America, did you just check me out on that last dribble drive?
In high school, in Tennessee, the runner-up to be Mr. Basketball at his size.
And they got ball players in Tennessee,
oh, yeah.
So it's not just him and a bunch of no-names. If he was just a little bit taller, you would think that a lot of other schools would have taken a serious look at him because the young man can play.
And the thing of it is, though, with a guy like that, I feel like because he's that size, he's got that chip on his shoulder, so it's probably a good thing for him that he's not 6'1" or 6'2". Well, maybe he wouldn't be so inspired to prove people wrong.
Well, I think that's it right there. You hit it on the head. I think he spent most of his life, as we see Johnson take that back. That's Jordan Burgess with the long-range jumper. But getting back to Anthony's probably had a lot of people tell him he couldn't do this, he couldn't do that. So he spent most of his life proving people wrong. College, no exception.
Big story right now, Weber's got 4 fouls. He is on the bench right now. Briante Weber, really a catalyst for VCU, and the Havoc leads the country in steals, but right now he's on the bench.
Well, I asked Coach Smart in layup lines and warm-ups before the game, what do I have to look forward to know that things are going well for you? And he looked right at Briante Weber and said, if that young man is diving all over the place and getting steals, we're going to be all right. 4 fouls, sitting on the bench, not what Coach Smart was expecting. And there he is now doing what he can, cheerleading and helping his team.
This is a team that really missed their leader from a year ago. Darius Diaz, without him, they have looked for a leader, and they feel like Weber is developing into that leader, but right now all he can do is cheer his teammates on from the bench.
Adjusting to the point guard position, played a completely different position last year. You mentioned with Darius Diaz there running the helm, but he's done a good job of thinking pass first. Brandenburg again.
He's now on fire in the second half. Brandenburg's got 9, and this game is tied at 40. Richmond had led the entire game until that made 3.
You see the 2-man game with Brandenburg, the little pick and roll, allowing him to get that jumper off. Brandenburg has the hot hand.
Brandenburg, so important that we mentioned in the first half. When he scores 11 or more in his career, they're 43-3.
And you can see the impact that he's having. His teammates all quick to acknowledge and to congratulate him on his emergence in this game. This is a different team when Brandenburg's knocking down shots.
Didn't make a shot in the first half. He now has 9 points. And we look at the tournament profile. Great RPI at 14.
And with the exception of the Northern Iowa game, they really don't have bad losses. I would probably say the Florida State game, when they were in the holiday tournaments at the beginning of the season, they got blown out in that game. That was a bad loss, but Florida State's a good game. But Northern Iowa, a solid team as well.
Let's take a look at Rob Brandenburg, who's really come on in the second half.
Well, he's come in averaging 9 points a game, and we've talked about how important he is and his role of being a perimeter shot maker. Started off struggling. It was perhaps some of those layups and the free throws that got him back in the game. Sometimes that's all it takes for a shooter, just to see the ball go in the basket, whether it's via layup or a free throw, that gets you back in it.
And Brandenburg's been tied to Shaka Smart a long time. He was the first commitment of the 2010 class, part of the Final Four team in 2011. And there Brandenburg picks up the foul.
Again, one of the reasons why that foul occurred was because Richmond's doing such a good job of moving. Their offense isn't stagnant. When you make the defense move, the defense tends to break down. When it's set, really tough to go against the set defense.
3 no good. Lewis up high for the rebound.
They're looking to run now.
Stolen back by Jones. 2-on-1. And Lewis is in there battling, and it's going to be possession VCU.
Young man showing a lot of heart, mixing it up with the big boys in there. He got 2 rebounds in a row. You see the steal that time. Lewis just a little bit out of rhythm, perhaps in a rush. The 2-man game, unable to knock it down. And then you see the scramble for the ball. Lewis able to secure it.
I got a feeling when Coach Smart sees that tape, he's going to notice that 2 guys didn't get back down court. It took a while for them to get there.
Well, you know he's focusing on the defensive end. Lewis that time giving it to you on the offensive end.
First lead of the game for the VCU Rams. Comes with a little more than 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the second half.
And this VCU run continues. Richmond unable to put a plug on it.
What will Kendall Anthony do? See if he can lift his team. Extra pass. Allen's 3. Nope.
Those offensive rebounds that Richmond were getting earlier are no longer there. Running is VCU.
Senior to senior. Brandenburg to Reddick.
Rep 6'9". And let's not overlook how great of an athlete he is. Active hands again. That time Johnson with the deflection.
An 18-3 run right now for VCU.
How has VCU gotten themselves back in it? Long shot, here comes the rebound. They're off and running. Brandenburg to Reddick with the finish. Big difference between this VCU team in the second half and compared to the one in the first half. Easy buckets in transition. A lot more layups subsequently. You've got yourself a 4-point lead and you're back in this game.
And it's real nice for Coach Smart to have a 6'9" guy who can run the floor like that, catch that pass, and be able to convert.
And he makes it look easy,
yeah.
So then all of a sudden you think it's just commonplace. Well, I can tell you as a big guy, that's a rarity. To see someone be that big, he's 6'9", 250 as well. He's so fluid. If you didn't know how tall he was, the way he moves like a guard. Just unbelievable physical specimen, and they use those qualities to their strengths.
Anthony's got 14 points in the game. Make it 15.
Those are big free throws. You've got to at least try to stem the tide here a little bit. VCU right now rolling on the road. In a 1-4 set, here comes Ali Cox.
Johnson bounced it off the foot of Davis, and this crowd has been rocking from the get-go. It's the Capital City Classic. Fans for VCU, fans for Richmond. We've got a tight one, 2-point game.
With communication comes trust. At Northwestern Mutual, we start by getting to know you. Then together build a financial plan that takes advantage of life's opportunities.
What is focus? It's a wondrous sensation of clarity and alertness. It's owning your opponent. It's knowing beyond a doubt you've got this. It's keeping your head down, your eye on the ball, and knocking it out of the park. It's getting in the zone. It's keeping on your toes, on target, on top. Focus is staring the world in the face and saying, bring it. Focus is power. Focus is life. And 5-hour energy is focus.
Take a look at tonight's AT&T game summary.
I think you're seeing the points in the paint. That advantage started off really heavily in favor of the Spiders, but I think you might start seeing those numbers get a little bit closer together. The turnover's about the same. How about the field goal percentage? Right now, VCU shooting in the 40s after spending most of the night in the lower 30s. They are improving. The trend leans towards VCU.
The smallest guy on the floor has the most points, and the quickest guy on the court right there has 4 personal fouls. How long do you wait if you're Coach Smart to bring him back?
I would probably think about putting him back in. If you maintain the lead, you keep him on the bench as long as possible. But if they maintain this lead, if things stay the same, I'd probably bring him in around 2-3.
Spiders come away with it. Kendall Anthony in conference games, just conference games, averaging 18.5 points per game.
Really has decided to step up his game with the absence of Lindsay. He has become the most vocal guy on the team. He's their leader. A little bit earlier, he was talking to Deion Taylor and Chandre Jones, trying to just get them on the same page. So not only is he leading them in the offensive categories, but he's also the leader in huddles and timeouts, trying to get his teammates all to play together.
18 fouls now for VCU, just 4 for Richmond.
We just showed that graphic, 31 points in his last game against VCU, so he's very confident when he lines up against the men in yellow and black.
Anthony, an 80% free throw shooter. 2 for 2.
Now Richmond And a little bit of a three-quarter court pickup here. No traps, just looking to slow VCU down. Graham initiating the offense.
Three on the way, no. Rebound to Davis. This place is ready to explode. Kendall Anthony, he felt the energy in this place. He wanted this place to just go nuts.
He just couldn't channel it.
Game trends, just 2 ties, 1 lead change, the largest lead, 11 points for Richmond.
Well, it was Richmond that came out firing on all cylinders at the beginning of the game and really did a good job of maintaining it in the first half, but it's been a different story here with about 5 minutes to go, or 5 minutes into this second half. VCU's really come along.
Nice little bit of leadership. Anthony looked at his teammates and looked at Coach Mooney and was like, my bad. It was the wrong shot at the wrong time. Again, everybody was out of their seats just wanting it to go down.
And I think he tried to do a little preemptive strike there because he knew Mooney was going to be all over him. So he tried to get there first and say, Coach, I understand. It's my mistake, won't happen again.
Vandenberg's been hot in the second half.
He sure has. Again, I think it started with those layups and the free throws that he made at the beginning of the second half. Sometimes that's all it takes for a shooter to get his confidence and rhythm back.
Allie Cox gets the 2.
And that's a grown man. If you've never seen VCU play and you haven't seen Mo Allie Cox, he is 6'7", 250, and that's a grown man with a grown man move right there. A redshirt freshman who spent last year in the weight room, and if you see him up close, you can see why.
Anthony suddenly way off on his last 2 shots. Came up a little gimpy after that shot.
The defense doing a good job of getting hands up as well. Let's not forget he is 5'6", tough to shoot over the taller guys.
Good look. Count it. Melvin Johnson.
Not tough for him to shoot over taller guys. Sparrow a little bit late to get out to Johnson. Knocks it down.
Lead is 5 points. Boy, VCU has come on strong.
They sure have, and you see again, there's the good ball movement. Mo Allie Cox sees one defender only, Taylor, and out-muscles him in, and then the good ball movement. And you gotta love Johnson pointing to the crowd. But the nice finish, and Johnson has gotten himself in this ballgame.
Make sure to enter for your chance to win the CBSSports.com Ultimate Basketball Getaway to Cancun. Presented by Aspen Dental. Simply go to CBSSports.com/Aspen Dental. VCU fans making their presence felt. You predicted, you think it's about 60-40 here at the Capital City Classic.
I would say so, just judging by what colors we're seeing here.
Well, it's nice that they're so distinctly different. It's very easy to tell who's room for who. Right.
And they're in pockets and patches, too, where you can see a couple sections dominated by VCU fans. But for the most part, it's a sea of red in this building.
Hey, it's a beautiful building. They've redone the Robbins Center. And this
Look
place
at those
terrific.
guys.
Yeah,
I can relate to that one guy right there with his King Tut outfit on. That brings me back, Art.
Yes. A little Egyptian flavor, right? I like it.
Take it when you can get it. It looks good on him.
Yeah. Yeah, you can talk to him after the game. Maybe
he's getting a lot of airtime right now, and he doesn't know it.
Let's see how the Spiders react. Suddenly down 5 at home.
Last couple times down the floor, as we take a look at the run by VCU. Last couple times down the floor, uncharacteristically, Richmond taking quick shots. They've been patient all night. Let's see whether or not they return.
Basket and the foul. Wayne Sparrow.
Certainly patient on that last move, and no help came. Take a look at it again. Sparrow one-on-one. Help not really decisively coming over to stop that penetration. Here comes the spin. And tell me about this reaction. You don't think he wants this game bad? Tell me it doesn't matter when he wakes up tomorrow and has to go to class or go to the grocery store. He doesn't want to hear about VCU having the better of them.
I'll tell you this, Sparrow's numbers don't tell the story of the impact he's had on tonight's game.
Well, he's only averaging 3.2 points per game, but he's absolutely been demolishing havoc thus far tonight because of why? Because he's been aggressive. He hasn't been tentative, and he's been looking north and south, trying to get to the rim.
2-point game, a little less than 5.5 to go.
VCU has spent the majority of the evening, because of Richmond's matchup 2-3, operating around the perimeter. We haven't really seen a lot of post-ups or layups by their bigs.
Graham went to work there on his own, able to get the basket.
Almost a steal that time by Brandenburg. Tried to make the nifty play, throw it off of Chandre Jones's leg. Chandre did a good job of avoiding that.
And Anthony not on the floor right now. Sparrow's taken over. Can't get that shot to go.
Graham has been, when we look at Travion Graham, he's been effective in the last 5 minutes or so, being very aggressive. That time, just like down the other end of the floor, no help on Graham. They let him roam and operate. Able to back down his defender and get the easy two. Take a look at Kendall Anthony on the sideline, ready to check in.
They were working on his calf. They were rubbing on the back of his calf. And he said, I'm ready to go. And 4:35 to go, playing their arch rival. Anthony has really been the go-to guy for this team since Cedric Lindsey's season unfortunately ended prematurely with the torn meniscus in both knees.
I played for coaches that would say, get back in there, you'll heal later. Important game, and you better believe, knowing Kendall Anthony's competitive spirit, he was the first one to beg to come back in the game. Guys don't want to come out unless they absolutely can't get back in.
Anthony matched up against Brandenburg.
Dodo can make those from the corner. We've seen him hit a couple of threes tonight.
And he had the 4-point play. He was fouled on the 3-point field goal. Bounce pass, Sparrow, and it's blocked.
Great recovery by Mo Ali Cox, the redshirt freshman, with the timely block.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Great action here in Richmond. VCU and Richmond, the block. The intensity's been there from the beginning. We've got a 5-point game. We're coming right back.
The Mountain West regular season title gets decided tonight. Don't miss New Mexico at San Diego State, Saturday at 10 on CBS Sports Network.
1.4 million Americans suffer from.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, call now to get the new talking meter. These new meters are more accurate, they're easier to use, and the best news is you don't have to prick your fingers anymore. Arriva makes it simple. They bill Medicare directly. There are no upfront costs, and they deliver your supplies right to your door for free.
For more information, call 1-800-966-0887.
9 out of 10 parents dream of sending their children to college, but 7 out of 10 future college graduates will owe thousands in student loans. The Gerber Life College Plan is a safe, guaranteed way to start saving for college today. You can get started for as low as $10 a week, and your money is guaranteed to grow. And the college plan includes life insurance.
To apply now or learn more, call 800-934-2811. Call now and receive this free book.
Breaking news update for birth control users. It has been reported that an agreement has been reached to settle lawsuits filed on behalf of women who claim they were seriously injured by Yaz birth control pills. Injuries include lung and leg blood clots, stroke, and even death. If you have used Yaz, Yasmin, B-Yaz, or Rosella and have been injured, time to file your claim is running out. You may be entitled to substantial financial compensation.
Call 1-800-463-7106.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. By Lowe's. Never stop improving. And by Icy Hot, America's #1 topical pain reliever.
Great shot of Virginia War Memorial on the left side of your screen. Now let's take a look at tonight's dunk of the game, brought to you by Werner Ladder.
Well, it's about a dunk in transition. Here's the pass, and Deion Taylor, the sophomore at 6'7", with the punch down.
Look at the fans in the background. It's been like that most of the night.
Again, the idea is not only just to get the ball past half court, but if any team dares to press you, you beat that for dunks and layups. And on that play, perfect execution by the Spiders.
The Spiders are now down 5, 3:56 to go in the game. What do they need to do to come out of this game with a victory?
Well, I think the first thing they got to do is they got to get easy buckets. There have not been, in particular, Kendall Anthony, they have not been knocking down perimeter shots. So try to remedy that by getting to the bucket, perhaps picking up a foul. The way VCU likes to play with an up-tempo style, you can perhaps catch them out of position. So look for Richmond to get the ball in the painted area.
Richmond just 7 for 26 from the field in the second half.
Got to get a stop here, though. He's got the hot hand. You've got to play on him, I should say. Don't let him.
He hangs, and good defense forced the tough shot. But Brandenburg goes and gets it, hold everything. Shot clock violation, no basket.
And Chris Mooney, kind enough to point that out to the official.
There's a little bit of a referee inside of Mooney.
And he's getting on his scorer's table here in Richmond because they should have been on it, he feels, before the official, or he had to say something. So he's imploring his scorer's table to get on it.
Multitasking.
The job is never done of a coach, right? Got to take care of everything.
That was a big no basket there. They got the call correct. Otherwise, it's a 7-point game instead 5.
It's the stop we were just referring to that Richmond needed. Now, can they capitalize on that and set up a good offensive exchange here? Because you need two things for a run. You need stops and you need buckets.
Anthony can't finish.
He's been a little out of rhythm as of late. I like the decision to take it to the basket, but that shot was way off again.
He's been cold in the second half. He's just 5 for 15 from the field now.
VCU very content with letting the clock run right now as we come down to 2:40 left in the game.
Pass not on target. Another stop for the Spiders. Someone's got to hit a shot. Spiders just gone cold in the second half.
Jones that time had a good open look, unable to convert it though.
We are coming to you from the Robbins Center in Richmond, Virginia. Capital City Classic. VCU in black, Richmond in white. Ari Wolf alongside Al Abdelnabi. Rashawn Ali with us as well. A-10 standings. This is a huge game for VCU because they want to move into a tie with St. Joe's for the number 2 spot in the conference.
Still, as Coach Smart said before the game, a lot to be playing for as we enter the final stage of the regular season and then into the conference tournament and the postseason.
VCU, it seems, every time down now just wants to milk the clock. They're not getting quality shots. Anthony, no.
Well, when you've got a lead up by 5, a moving clock is your best friend. Now it's 2.
How about Anthony? He doesn't lose confidence. He might miss 5 in a row. That's the big one.
That's got a shooter's mentality. You got to believe the next one's going in. Here's the last play. The great offensive rebound by Allen finds his teammate Anthony in rhythm after struggling. Maybe it's just what number 0 needed to get himself back in the game in the last minute and change.
Ala, if the A-10 tournament started today, here is what it would look like.
Well, there's a lot of scenarios there, but take a look at St. Louis. They would be playing because they get a bye. They'd be playing the winner of LaSalle St. Bonaventure. All the top 4 teams would get a bye, and they would be playing the teams that are playing in for the quarterfinals. It's going to be a heck of a matchup.
Great matchup. The semis will be on CBS Sports Network, and the championship game will be on CBS.
I will have the good fortune of being in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center to be calling that game.
And I'll have the good fortune of watching you call that game.
Well, then you can critique me then. That's all. You
I'll
got my
text you
number.
and say,
exactly.
Alan, do your thing.
Exactly. I expect to hear from you, my friend. Should make for a heck of a tournament. The way these teams have played. And Anthony trying to exhort the crowd for some support here. And now they pick up in three-quarter court, trying to add some pressure. And you mentioned it earlier, VCU content to let the clock run. Richmond right now trying to do something about that.
Briante Weber with the basketball. And he's being hounded, and a foul on Davis. That's team foul number 6, and no free throws yet for VCU.
Well, they know that they weren't in the bonus just yet, so they had one to waste. And what a good opportunity to waste it right now, because what they've done is they've also allowed VCU, or forced VCU, to speed up things a little bit. When the last couple exchanges before we came back into play, they were methodical, content, as you mentioned, to let the clock run. Let's see whether or not they keep that approach.
It appears they want to get into their set much more quickly this time. And now Weber's going to back it out.
Eyes the clock, realizes, hey, I've got some more time, and Richmond is content to play off, so why not eat up a little bit of valuable clock time?
Who wants the shot here late, Alan?
Kind of surprised, but I would look for Brandenburg, somebody with the hot hand.
Graham misses. The Spiders can't hold on to it.
Huge rebound that time in a 2-point game. Gotta come up with that. Had both hands on it. It hits off the back of his thigh, goes out of bounds. Those are the kind of plays that kill a coach. Can't blame Trey Davis. He had good intentions.
Two-point game. Both teams in the bonus. Richmond in the double bonus. VCU has one game remaining in the regular season against St. Bonaventure. And then the A-10 tournament starts on March 12th. They will not play on the 12th because they have a bye. But the Rams, they really need this game because they're thinking about where they're going to be on what line in the NCAA tournament. They know they're going. They've got an RPI of 14. Richmond Spiders at Dayton and the A-10 tournament.
And we mentioned Dayton still has a lot to play for. They're trying to avoid struggling, and theoretically, if they have a bad game like the one they had against St. Joe's that was on our air, that last impression may not be a helpful one. Right now, Jerry Palm says they're in, but they're not in solid.
Game reset. 2 timeouts left for VCU, 1 for Richmond. Now, what is your philosophy here? There is a little more than a 15-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock. Down to, you just going to let him play it out, or do you in any way consider, if you get the right guy with the ball, fouling him and putting him on the line for the 1-1?
No, listen, I would think with 35 seconds left, you don't want to let VCU eat up that clock, so you foul right away. But again, it's going to be interesting to see who they foul, because they've got some free throw shooters that can knock down jump shots with an experience, and then they've got some who aren't used to being on the line a lot, let alone at the end of the game.
Inside college basketball coming up right after our game.
Full shot clock here. Let's see what they do. You can believe that it's going to be VCU's intention to use up most of that 35. Will Richmond let them? They're playing off of him again. Content to rebound after a miss. Hopefully, if you're Richmond, you hope VCU misses, and then they're going to have enough time to run their offense on the other end. That's what they're banking on. Let's see whether or not that plan works out.
Graham, lots of contact. No call, Spider basketball.
Loses it on his own. Good no call. There was a little contact.
There's going to be a conversation between the officials right now.
Referee's discussing something, but it seems like they've decided that it's definitely going to be Richmond ball. Take a look at it again. Graham just loses it. Plenty of contact to call a foul, but I thought Graham initiated the contact. Therefore, good no call by the official.
All right, let's assume for the moment that it is Richmond basketball. Down 2 as we take one more look here.
There's the drive by Graham. Hands were kind of low on a defender. Usually that's a no-brainer for the officials. You got to keep your hands straight up. Those hands were kind of draped over
But it definitely went off Graham's
But
hip.
it definitely, he lost it on his own, and I think that's why the good no call.
All right, Ala, we've seen Kendall Anthony up and down in the second half. He hit a huge three just a couple of minutes ago. Do you expect him to take the final shot? And at what point on the clock do you expect the shot to be taken?
Well, I think they're going to milk it. You want to shoot it with about 8 or 7 seconds left. Why? Because you want to give your team enough time to get the rebound. So you want to have enough time for 2 shots, theoretically. VCU picking up full court. Let's see whether or not VCU allows them to roam freely. But I would look for a penetration. You don't need a 3 here. Get something going to the bucket.
Here we go. Capital City Classic 2-point game. Anthony the drive. Can't finish the tip. No. VCU's got it. They've got a foul, and they do with 6 seconds remaining.
And Alonzo Nelson Adodo is beside himself right now. Point blank range. He had the opportunity to tie the game with the tip. There he is underneath, and he misses the opportunity. VCU able to secure the loose ball, and we are going down the other end. There it is again. You can't draw up a better play. Point blank range, 2 feet away. The big fella just can't get it to go down. They're in a 1-and-1.
1-and-1. Graham 69% on the season.
And the junior has been in this situation before, but right on cue, the crowd gets into it.
Huge free throw. But this is the really big one now that he's earned the back end of the 1-and-1. He can make it a 2-possession game. So last year there was a wild finish right here at the Robins Center. January 24th, 2013. As we flash back. Javonte Reddick scored 20 points, and the Rams had a 7-point lead in the final 40 seconds. But then the Spiders. Darian Brothers game-tying 3. And there's Anthony. And Richmond pulled it away in overtime, 86-74. So if there's a miss here, we're going to have a situation where it's probably going to be the ball in Kendall Anthony's hands and a chance to tie it at the buzzer.
And the thing is, it's a 3-point game right now, so you have to decide if you're Chris Moon as we take a look at Cedric Lindsay, the injured senior. You've got to make up your mind whether or not you want to get a 3 if it remains a 3-point margin, or do you get something going to the bucket and get the old-fashioned 3-point play? Let's decide. Let's see what decision they make.
Graham's had a big game for the Rams.
Yeah, he's been
17 points.
And he's been able to knock down those perimeter jump shots. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast. He operates from 20 feet on in. And he's hit a lot of big shots all night, but Ari, perhaps the biggest one is the one in front of him right now as he steps to the line.
And this is the one he's going to remember if he makes it. Great drama tonight between 2 teams separated by just 5.7 miles.
And he has to step up and hit a very big free throw in front of a sea of red. Not the Red Sea, but a sea of red.
Richmond, no timeouts. They miss, they got to go fast, and I'm sure they want to get it in Anthony's hands.
Big free throw.
Wow, that's
big
clutch. That's big time.
And theoretically now this could seal the deal. If you're VCU, you know that Richmond's going to be aggressive right now. You can't foul if you're one of the Rams players.
Let's take a look at tonight's Buick Regal Player of the Game, and you just saw him make this a 2-possession game, and he's been terrific all night.
He has been. You see the 18 points, but it's more the timing of some of those big buckets. When they've been struggling, Graham has not been giving them much-needed offensive help.
And over the course of the season, he truly has been clutch. In the final 15 minutes of games, his shooting percentage goes from 41% to 48%, and from three-point land from 31 to 37. This guy wants the ball at the end of the game.
And I asked Coach Smart, why is that? Why is he so solid? He said, first of all, he's been with me since day one. He knows what's expected of him, this being his junior year. And the other thing is he's in great shape. So a lot of guys get tired as you enter the second half, especially the deeper parts of the second half. Not Travion Graham. He thrives and excels when everyone else is cowering.
Well, his nickname's the Freight Train, and when he's wanted to do what he's needed to do to help his team, he's gotten it done.
So that's the choo-choo sound over
yeah.
here.
You're not going to do the choo-choo?
Nobody wants to do that. Or they get it at half court. No fouls if you're VCU.
The VCU able to knock it out of his hands, so now just 2.6 remain.
Well, we said it, partner. We knew VCU was going to make a run, and what a run they made after only having 22 points in the first half. They've scored 32 here thus far in the second.
VCU now just one timeout left. Richmond, no timeouts. The refs want to take a look at this. Oh, he just lost it himself.
No defense, nobody reaching in. Like Graham on the other end. That time, Allen just lost it.
Inside college basketball coming up next. Review all the big games from tonight from around the country.
Boy, that crew that Dana Jacobson's with, she's going to need a chair and a whip to keep those guys in line.
Oh.
Did I hear that right? Seth Davis is there. Mateen's there. Boy, Dana's earning her keep tonight. And that's what friends do. We tease each other.
Absolutely. You got to have thick skin, right?
They know everybody in New York. I got nothing but love for them.
2.1 seconds to go. And a VCU team that was down double digits in the second half, down 11. In a hostile environment, yes, they had some fans here. They weren't completely alone. But in this environment, to bounce back, now one of the seniors at the free throw line, Rob Brandenburg.
And I think one of the reasons why VCU's found themselves back in this game and with the lead is they're struggling shooting overall from the field at 38% from beyond the arc, Ari. Shooting 40%, 8 for 20 to Richmond's only 5 makes from beyond the arc.
And Brandenburg just hit his magic number, 11 points. They'll go to 44-3 when he scores 11 or more. First win at the Robins Center since 08 for VCU. And VCU improves to 23-7, 11.
That's cool. He's overlooking me now.
It's gonna make it that much sweeter when we're properly introduced.